everybody, it's your girl Coach Gwen here, your GPS, getting you positioned for success in life through personal development, spiritual awareness, and emotional healing. In today's video, we're talking about questions. Why the narcissist hates when you ask them simple questions. All they have to do is answer the question, but they refuse to answer the questions. Let's get right into it, why don't we? So we're talking about why the narcissist hates to answer questions. And you know, on this channel, we get right into the word with everything possible. So I was doing some studying in my word, and I'm trying to figure out what is it about questions that these narcissists, they despise. They just really hate to answer simple questions. Like, you can ask them a question over and over to try to get clarity, because you know how ambiguous they are. You know that they're going to waver with their answers. So you just want questions, but it seems to irritate them or piss them off. So here's what Jesus did. Okay, first let's describe the term, or define the term, ambiguous. Okay, because that's what they try to be. They try to be ambiguous. They try to be very vague with their answers. Ambiguous means open to or having several possible meanings or interpretations. Equivocal and ambiguous answer. Okay, it means doubtful or uncertain in nature, difficult to comprehend, distinguished or classify, lacking clearness, right? Lacking clearness or definiteness, obscure, indistinct. I mean, and on and on and on. So we can even go to the thesaurus and look up more terms, and it describes what you get when you ask the narcissist a question. You get a whole lot of ambiguous answers. That way they can stage it so that when it comes back around, they get to say, hey, well, this is what I said. More word salad, never reaching a point of clarity, and all of this. So this is how Jesus did, and this is what we have to walk away and take away from. What would Jesus do? How did he handle this? So Jesus asked a lot of questions, which makes him super duper intelligent, because we know that when we want to know something, they say in school, when I was in college, they say there's no such thing as a dumb question. The dumbest question is the one not asked. So don't let them intimidate you to the point where you are afraid to ask questions. You have a right to ask whatever you want to ask, because guess what? It's just a question. So ask that question. If they have a problem answering the question, then that is their problem, not ours. I'm going to just cover 10 questions that Jesus asked, so this video won't be too long. Jesus asked, number 1, in Matthew 16 and 15, who do men say that I am? He wanted to know, what you hearing on the block about me? What they say about me? He wanted to be really, really clear on who men say he was. Who do men say that I am? So we have a right to say, you know, who do you think I am? With an attitude, okay? The second question that Jesus asked is, do you believe? Jesus wanted to know, basically, in Matthew 21 and 25, do you believe? Do you have any depths in your core that believe anything about me? What is it that you believe? Number 3, do you want to get well, Mr. Man at the pool of Bethesda? He wanted to know, you've been sitting around here year after year waiting on the angels to come stir up the waters so you can get in them. 30-something, 39 years. Almost 40 years you've been sitting here at this pool. Do you want to get well, Mr. Man? Do you? He wanted to know, because if we're not clear on the question, then we're not going to get a clear answer. So he asked the man, do you want to get well? Because if you want to get well, you can be made well. The next question, number 4, is why are you fearful? Out of Matthew 8:26. Why are you fearful? What you got to be scared of? What are you afraid of? Why are you fearful? I'm not here to harm you. What you so scared for? Okay. And then the other one, number 5, is why did you doubt, Peter? Peter, why did you doubt? Like, you should believe that you could have walked on this water and you didn't have to sink. Why did you doubt? That's the question. Number 6. This is a good one, you guys. Oh my God. I fell in love with this one. I got to go to the word, okay? Let's go to the word. Mark 8:17 through 21. But Jesus, being aware of it, said to them, why do you reason because you have no bread? One question. Why do you reason? Because you have no bread? Do you yet perceive nor understand? You know how they always pretend like I don't understand what you're saying. I don't understand. I don't understand. You never can get them to understand. Well, Jesus asked them. He said he must have been talking to some narcissists, right? The Pharisees probably, yeah. He said, do you not yet perceive nor understand? Is your heart still hardened? Having eyes, do you see? Having eyes, do you see? Having ears, do you not hear? And do you not remember? Like you don't remember what we talked about? Having eyes and ears and a brain, you don't see, you don't hear, do you not remember what we talked about? When I broke the 5 loaves for the 5,000, how many baskets full of fragments did you take up? You took this up. So you don't remember? How many did you take up? They said to him, 12. Also, when I broke the 7 for the 4,000, how many large baskets full of fragments did you take up? And they said 7. So he said to them, how is it that you don't understand? So he wanted clarity. He kept pushing for answers. It's out there. So you just keep pushing and pushing for clarity. How is it that you don't get this? It's not rocket science. It should be pretty easy. So Jesus kept asking questions so that he could get clarity. That was one of my favorites because he was persistent and he kept going on and on till he got clarity, right? So the next one is John 66:67. He says, are you going to leave? He wanted to know, hey, we got some stuff going on. What you gonna do? You staying or you leaving? Are you going to leave? He wanted to know. He had a right to ask that question. The next one, number 8, is another favorite of mine, which comes out of Luke 10:23 through 28. And it says basically, what does scripture have to say about it? Let's go to it. Luke 10:23 through 28, it reads, then he turned to his disciples and said privately, blessed are the eyes which see the things you see. For I tell you that many prophets and kings have desired to see what you see and have not seen it, and to hear what you hear and have not heard it. And behold, a certain lawyer stood up and tested him, saying, teacher, what shall I do to inherit eternal life? And he said to him, what is written in the law? What is your reading of it? What is your interpretation? What's written in the law? Love that question. Basically, What does the Bible have to say about it? What is written in the law? So he answered and said, you shall love the Lord your God with all your heart, all of your soul, with all of your strength, with all of your mind, and your neighbor as you love yourself. Love your neighbor as you love yourself. So, and he said to him, you have answered right. Do this and you will live. I love that because he said to him, hey, you answered right. And if you do these things, love your neighbor as you love yourself, but love yourself first, you will live. You got that right. And I say to you, my friends, you will live. Okay, and that was number 8. Number 9 comes out of Mark 5:33. And Jesus asked, who touched me? Now, the reason Jesus knew someone touched his clothes, because he said, who touched my clothes? Who touched my garments? The reason he knew someone touched his garments is because he felt virtue leave his body. And he said, who touched my garment? And they say, hey, it's thousands of people around here. How did you know somebody touched your clothes? What are you talking about? He said, because something left me. I want to know who touched me. Mark 5:33, it reads, who touched my clothes? But his disciples said to him, you see the multitude thronging you, and you say, who touched me? He looked around to see her who had done this thing, but the woman, fearing and trembling, knowing what had happened to her, came and fell down before him and told him the whole truth. And he said to her, daughter, your faith has made you well. Go in peace and be healed from your affliction. I love that one also. So we just need to touch them and be healed from this emotional abuse of affliction. Okay, and number 10, do you love me? Now this one is really powerful because we wanted to know from that narcissistic person. We just asked our mate or spouse or whatever the case may be. We want to know, hey, do you love me? We would ask over and over. I know I did. Do you love me? And Jesus asked, do you love me? John 21:15-17 reads, so when they had eaten breakfast, Jesus said to Simon Peter, Simon, son of Jonah, do you love me more than these? He said to him, yes, Lord, you know that I love you. And he said, feed my lambs. He said to him again a second time, Simon, son of Jonah, do you love me? He said to him, yes, Lord, you know that I love you. He said to him, tend to my sheep. He said to him a third time, Simon, son of Jonah, do you love me? Peter was grieved because he said to him a third time, do you love me? And he said to him, Lord, you know all things. You know that I love you. And Jesus said to him, feed my sheep. Most assuredly, I say to you, when you were younger, you girded yourself and you walked where you wished. But when you are old, you will stretch out your hands and another will gird you and carry you where you do not wish. This he spoke, signifying by what death he would glorify God. And when he had spoken this, he said to him, follow me. Basically, tend my sheep and follow me if you love me. So that is number 10. Do you love me? Because if you love the Lord, you follow him, you will have the answers to the test and you will be immensely blessed and be healed. Until next time, be blessed and be healed. I love you. Hey, by the way, if you have any questions, comments, concerns, please put them down in the comment section and I will do my best to answer any questions. If you want to email me, you can email me at gpsuccesscoach@gmail.com. And please don't forget to subscribe and or like this video to keep it going and get the word out, breaking the silence on emotional abuse. Until next time, take care. See you in the next video.